What's going on, one and all, and welcome back to One Way Bay, the city where one-ways are the only way, and when it comes to roads, I guess. Yeah, we're in episode, what, no, not 60, 76? Yeah, I knew there was a 6 in there somewhere. But, yeah, we're chugging along here in One Way Bay. Our challenge is nearly complete, although after we complete the challenge, I believe we're going to continue on with the city, as I've said before. But we may also start a new city and a new series. I'm not sure. We'll see where the channel sits at that time. But let's get right into this. What did we do last episode here in One Way Bay? Well, we were working on, what is this, Springler Row. And we've actually continued in the off-camera work. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what we did. As you'll remember, the last episode we did kind of this tier. And this episode, we've tiered out again. Is that a phrase that I can use, tearing out? It sounds like one, but I don't really know. Anyway, guys, I've done a lot of little bits of work, and actually, I just realized I forgot to continue that path, but we'll get to that. Yeah, we've done a lot. I'll go over it. We'll go over some comments in this episode that you guys have had in the past couple episodes. And if I remember to, we'll talk about that. But the main thing I guess I need to talk about is this highway structure over here, I guess. So we needed an on-off ramp to come off of this, which would be the east. Yes, the east highway. If we're going by the assumption that this is north up here, this is east, this is south, and this is west. Just judging by the way the sun flies. Flying sun, sure. The sun rises and sets. So the east highway has not had any sort of on-off ramp connected up yet to really anything, well, in this stretch. So we've gone ahead and added this. I don't think there's really that many people using it, although as I say that, we have a couple now. They're probably heading this way. Yes. So this is really kind of cool. So this, I connected it up to here because if I were to connect it up to like here or here, it's going to have to go through, like all the traffic's going to have to funnel through all of this. So this just made the most sense. So if anyone here needs to get on the highway for any reason to go whichever direction they need to go, they'll just come through the main road, come down to here, turn right, and then it's pretty much a straight shot to get on. And then any traffic coming off of these highways, it's going to basically, they're going to have to go this way around here. I've moved the high school. You'll kind of notice that. They'll come around here, and basically, it's a straight shot minus one little intersection that I don't even... It's just got a stop sign on it. But yeah, it's a straight shot to get back onto this main Springler Row roundabout. Maybe we should come up with a name for this. It's the Springler Row turbine. That sounds pretty cool. So... yeah, that's that. At first I laid these down, and I was like, all right, they're done. And then I was like, wait, I wanted to run a park path through a bunch of this. So I turned these into a little bit of a overpass kind of thing, a little bridge. Just to, it really worked out well because it makes this slope a lot more gradual for the cars. And then we could get these are these dirt or gravel paths? I don't even know. What are they? They are gravel. So, alright, yeah, so the gravel paths can go under it, because you can't have elevated gravel paths. If you didn't know that, you do now. Yeah, and then to get on the highway is pretty straightforward. You just go up this way. I mean, this kind of, I guess it's a trumpet. I mean, as much as these were trumpets over here, I think, I could be making this up. I'm not really sure about the naming of all of this stuff, but I think this is a trumpet interchange, or a trumpet off-ramp. I guess, whatever. But yeah, this is kind of a modified trumpet, I guess you could call it. So yeah, to get on here, it all makes sense. It looks a little weird at first, but it really makes sense. So to get on here, you go way down here, and it's pretty much a smooth on-ramp. I mean, this could have been a lot more, like, abrupt to go up, but it's not. It's just straight on, pretty much. It's a gradual slope, but I liked it. And then this one, you just come around here, and it's kind of a sharp on-ramp, but, I mean, you can't really make nice gradual on-ramps in this game, unfortunately. So, I don't know. The cars tend to deal with it pretty well. And then to get off this way, you go basically down here. It's pretty simple on this one. You just go, it's a straight shot. But to get off this way, you have to make a rather abrupt 170-ish degree turn. So you gotta slow down like as fast as possible and turn this way. And you go down a little bit, hit some ground, and then you go over the other ones, and then you come out, you swing out, kind of going under this bridge, and then you meet up with a gradual little declined thing under the train tracks. So yeah, it's a little bit of a enigma, I guess you could say. And the whole reason is because I couldn't take an off-ramp off of this bridge. And to do it from like over here would have been a really strange. I think maybe it would have looked better. You know, I don't care. This looks cool and it works, so we're gonna keep it. So yeah, that's the off-ramp for Springler Row. I had a comment that said to change this, change the direction around. So basically flip this so people could basically just go up here, because most of these people are trying to go shopping or to go wherever they need to go. And I'm not so sure about that. I mean, yes, it would work, but if I did that, I'd have to change this around, and then the whole flow of this area gets kind of screwy. So I like the way that this worked. So this distributes the traffic rather nicely, I think. So I don't really want to mess with that, but remember, guys, we had put the metro system in, so that should alleviate a lot of this whole rush hour traffic coming from the downtown district. I guess downtown, we'll classify downtown as like over here. When I say downtown, I mean like over in the Mondo district, and I guess Pleasure Town is technically kind of downtown for me as well. But yeah, Springler Row is kind of like, to me, I'd classify it as one of the biggest suburbs of One Way Bay. I guess Old Bay is still kind of downtown to me. It's not technically a suburb. It's still downtown, I guess. It doesn't really have any huge buildings. And actually, if we could find one custom, like, skyscraper that looked in this style, I think that would be really cool to put in here. We could put, like, a really tall, like, apartment kind of building in. Maybe I'll have to go look for that. I hear the trams. So the trams are still kicking ass over here, man. They are kicking ass and taking names. Wow, this district, we've really struck gold. There's really no traffic. Everybody is loving the public transportation system down here. I mean, look at how many people, 700 people. Let's pause this. 700 passengers last week. And I always try to compare these, but I don't think they're actually on the same, like, clock. But, okay, yeah, so this one's got 1,200 passengers last week down in the metro station in Mondo District. And then the main transportation hub has 1,600. So, yeah, I mean, there's like a lot here, but when you figure that every metro can hold 180? I mean, that's like a little more than a train full. So, I mean, yeah, it's working well. It's very efficient. I love this part of town, and I always do that. Oh, I guess while I'm here, I had raised the prices of, trains to $3.50 a ticket. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. I just raised it a little bit, and then I also raised the metro to $3 a ticket. It was at $2, and I think trains were at either $2 or $2.50. But, yeah, I've changed that. I don't think I changed anything else. Oh, you know what? I did. I increased the taxi by $2 per kilometer. So, can I change this to mile per hour? Oh, no, you can't. I was wondering if I could change that to miles, but I guess you cannot. Compatibility mode, yeah, blah, 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 blah. All right, whatever. It seems to be working, so I guess we'll keep it. Yeah, so back to... we're still in the recap, if you can figure that. I mean, I think this episode is going to be way more recap than anything else. But now that I say that, I'm kind of forgetting of what I did. No, here. As you'll remember, this used to be one train line through here. I've changed that to 2 train lines, and I don't even want to talk about how much of a pain in the ass that was, because trains like to try to snap together. If you've ever laid train tracks down in this game, you'll know that they try to constantly grab onto one another. And when you're working in such a tight space like this, it gets very annoying. So, as you may or may not remember, we had this line for the longest time just dead end right into this pillar. So I've now sunken it, and where does this even go? I think it goes over to this train station right here. Yeah, so that's really good. Yeah, so I generally try to avoid things going underground too much because I feel they cheat a little bit when you do it. You're kind of cheating it because you can basically do whatever the hell you want and just hide like very gross like spaghetti intersections down underground. So I mean, this is the only real thing in my city that's kind of like that. The rest of it is metro, and then any tunnels like these tend to just be tunnels that go straight. So I don't try to hide anything underground, although this one, yeah, this one makes sense too. It's just like a small roundabout, and basically this was just me not wanting to terraform and make it so that it actually was like what they do in real life, which is build a bridge over it, kind of like what we did over here. Like, this is more along the lines of something they would do in real life, and that is dig out not roundabouts, but like on and off ramps and different kind of things. But yeah, back to the train line. I had to flip this because this line was originally this outside connection line, and this line was always going to go over toward like this area and into the mining town, which we are planning for in this episode a little bit. So I've gone ahead and flipped those. So now this is the outside connection line. This is the line that's eventually going to run over to this area up here. And yeah, I guess there's not much else to say about this. This bridge really kind of screwed up. I don't really like how it came out, but I mean, it's gonna be what it is. I mean, I tried to fix it multiple times, but it really doesn't look that bad from a distance, but just when you get up close to it, it's kind of like wonky, I guess. And then, yeah, we're going to pull this line up here. It's probably going to go under here and then around or whatever. We'll figure it out, and it's going to get up to the mining district. And my plan for the mining district is to basically have it off the beaten path. I don't really want to run a highway up to it. I kind of just want to keep it serviced by trains primarily. So the passenger train is going to take people downtown. That's going to be a really good train line because it covers a very large distance. And then I'm also going to have an industrial train somehow run its course, probably like through here and then around here and then kind of back up. I mean, by the time we get to the mining district, we may already have this. Yeah, actually, we might hit this in this episode, or next episode. Either way, the challenge may be completed very quickly here. But yeah, we're gonna run that up to probably connect. I'm talking about the industrial train, the freight train line, I guess is a good way to put it. The freight train line will then connect up over here, probably, to the other freight lines, and then basically, I'll have it go either direction it needs to go, and then it can start running minerals, I guess? Minerals? Mining minerals, I guess, right? Are they minerals, or are they... They're ore products. Okay. So it will be running ore up and down the freight lines, and so I don't think we're going to have that many trucks that need to get to the highway. So yeah, that basically goes along with my plan to not need any highways to connect up to this mining town. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Of course, now that it's getting dark, I can't really show you guys too much. You know what? Screw it. We're going to back it up a little bit here. Yeah, so basically the park system throughout Springler Row is pretty much done, except for the fact that I completely forgot to keep it going over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm wondering if this is going to connect up to the road. It did. Nice. Okay. We are in business here. So, boom. That pretty much does it, I think. I don't think we need to put anything over here. So, yeah, that does it. So, yeah, there's a really nice path system. And I like, if you zoom out, it looks like all these paths, or it looks like the roads kind of just cut through the paths, which I really like. And then this park is 2 of those parks that I used over here, basically put together and then put into like a curve kind of thing, and I really like the way that came out. It looks really cool. And then this path work kind of, I showed you this before, it goes along this river. We're going to have a little bit of room for either residential over here or commercial. I'm not really sure. We do have a ton of demand for commercial, but not much for residential at this point, but that should be solved here coming up soon. Yeah, these paths seem to be working already. I like this. I call it the four tree corner. It's basically got all 4 types of trees in Springler Row, just kind of hidden. But it's kind of like a cool little monument that no one else would have noticed except for me, so I just kept it there. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little combining, like a crossroads of the entire like foresting and tree work that has been put into Springler Row. Springler Row has really turned into something that I'm really proud of so far. At first, I was not really digging it because there really wasn't that... Oh, guys, look. We are so close. The challenge is just about done. I can't believe it. I wasn't even planning on this to be the last episode. It's not. I was not planning on this to be the episode where we hit the final tier. I can't believe it, guys. We're almost there. Holy crap. And as I say that, we went down 7 people, but go up. It's just like my subscriber count. It goes up and down every day. Oh, jeez. I don't want to speed it along, although we are getting kind of toward the end of this. Actually, we didn't do anything in this episode. I'm going to say we didn't do a lot in this episode, and it's because we didn't do anything, but I guess I'll show you my plan for this. And that is to put a lower density residential out here. Before, let me, okay, I guess I can explain it. It keeps going up and down, but I'm hoping that we'll hit it in this episode. But yeah, I got a comment that said that they thought that the, like, there it goes. Now it's over. God damn it. Anyway, I got a comment saying that they thought that the age distribution kind of worked based off of, like, high or low density residential. So they thought, like, younger people only moved into low density stuff, and older people tend to live in high density residential. I don't think that's how that works. Actually, let me check real quick. High density. Oh, guys, we've done it. The challenge is officially complete. I can't believe it. It only took 76 episodes. That's insane. The series has been going on for so long. It's been going on since 2015, I think. But yeah, this city has been amazing. I love this city. I can't believe it's finally complete. Well, it's not complete. The challenge is finally complete. We've finally unlocked unique building. No, we haven't. Monuments, which we are not going to use, because actually we don't have any. Oh, it's because they aren't built in the city. But either way, we aren't going to use it because I feel like they're cheaty. So I'm not going to use it in this city. Yeah, I mean, what are these? What are these? Oh, we should start to try to unlock this kind of stuff. Leisure specializations and all this kind of stuff that we don't have. Tourism specialization. Yeah, like 5,000. That's a ton of places, or wow, that's a ton of space for like all of these, and we don't have any of it. Although we are going to unlock the luxury hotel once we construct that new airport that we have. And luckily, we have $500,000 in the bank, so I'm just going to go ahead and unlock. And by that, I mean purchase land, this one, right now. Because, yeah, we can expand Farmville out, and we can probably fix this. And then we can go ahead and do all of the plans for the freight line that I was talking about earlier, but that'll be in a future episode. Right now, I need to finish this episode up by not doing much of anything, and then just explaining what we're doing in the future. And that is, where was I? Yes, I was talking about how someone had thought that the low density attracted younger people, the high density attracted older people. I don't believe that's true, but we have a ton of high density residential. I mean, that's why this town has hit 55,000, and it's pretty compact. I mean, it really is fairly compact. We had 2 whole tiles that we never developed, and we still hit it. I mean, a lot of this land is still underdeveloped, but yeah, we need to start not putting high density down. I think Springler Row is going to be the line for high density over here, and really, it might be the end of high density in this entire city, because this just screams suburbs to me out here. A lot of this screams suburbs, and I think it's going to start here. This is going to be the line. It's going to be a good line too to draw because it's pretty symmetrical. Or not symmetrical, but just like an even line of buildings. So these are going to end up being low density residential, and I'm planning on trying to make these look like they have a little bit more property by putting tree lines down. So we'll see that when we start to grow some of that. And to do that, I'm thinking I just like draw unique property lines like these. So they'll have 4, and I think 4 is a actual housing. Like there are houses that are 4 by 4, right? Yes, there's one right there. I think that might be 3 by 4. No, that's a 4 by 4 right there. So yeah, these are 4 by 4s. So we'll get a bunch of those properties out over here. Where'd it go? It's over here. We'll get a bunch of those properties out, and I'll put like tree lines down it and maybe some like fences if I get that prop anarchy mod ever. If I ever remember to. So yeah, I'll do that. This will look really cool, and then I want to do that out here. And I was looking at like stuff like this. There's a lot of places to zone things in here, but I don't think we're going to, because there's so much. I mean, you don't need to fill up everything in a city. I mean, we don't even have like this. I mean, these are all parking lots, which came out really cool, but they're not buildings. You don't need to build on every square inch of land that you own in a city, Skyline city. And a lot of people tend to just jam as much in as they can, and a lot of times that's just like really claustrophobic. So I'm trying to start to space things out as we start to move farther and farther away from downtown, and I think it's going to end up being really nice. So yeah, I guess we'll wrap this one up. We literally didn't build a damn thing in this episode. We laid like 2 pieces of property down. We recapped a lot. I did a lot of work off camera. Guys, if you liked this kind of format where we don't do much of any building and I just talk about the progress, let me know with a thumbs up or a comment even. I think I kind of like this. I like this format. If you guys are digging it, I can kind of try to go more toward that, and less and less building, because building episodes, we all know, can get very, very, very dull and boring. But it is now 7:30 on a Sunday. This game has weekends now. The Rush Hour mod has weekends. So next episode, I guess we'll pick up. We are now a Megalopolis. Yeah, we made Megalopolis. Yeah. I still can't pronounce it. I mean, half the time I'm joking, but half the time I just can't really bring myself to pronounce it. But, yeah, we've finally, the challenge is complete. But we're still going to go because this city has so much life. It's so beautiful. And you guys love it. I love it. And we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going until my computer eventually doesn't want to play it anymore. And I think at that point we'll have to stop. But, you know, whatever. Until then, who knows? So, yeah, we have lots of plans for the future. We need to get an international airport set up over by the other airport. We need to get our mining town set up. We need to expand suburbia. And we need to make a little bit more in farmland. We need to expand farmland, I guess is what I was trying to say. and we're just going to keep trying to get people to move in. But we'll try to also unlock some buildings. So stay tuned for that, guys. Yeah, this episode's officially done. It's a little longer, but we get a lot done by doing very little. I'm rambling on now, so I'm going to cut this one off here. Guys, if you like this video, let me know with a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe for future content. And until next time, I will see you back here in One Way Bay. Stay tuned.